Right, people, got a special show. Obviously, we do Dougie Stone's introducing. That's what it says on the top of the page. I've left it of that anyway. And we have introduced Gallahers Green. I nearly said it wrong again. Gallahers Green a few months ago. And it's great to have man back on board, but it's for a special cause and it's for a very special reason. So I'm going to let the guys introduce themselves. We have got a track from them that what they're going to talk about. It's not been released yet. I think we've got a couple of hours before it's released. So we'll say we've got a world exclusive, even if it's 2 minutes before it's released. I couldn't care less. It's still a world exclusive. So anyway, introduce yourself, guys.
So, hi, Kurt. Thanks for having us back on. I'm John. I'm the lead singer and rhythm guitar player. And recently I wrote a song about a good friend of mine, Michael, who's always also on the show tonight, about his experience in Afghanistan, where he was very seriously injured, and we wrote a song called Memphis. We're going to release it, and all the profits are going to go to the Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund, who very kindly helped Michael when he had to leave the service.
Yeah, brilliant. And yourself, Michael, is obviously sort of introduced you.
Yeah, I'm Mick McConnell, and I was a police dog handler in the Royal Air Force. And I was injured in 2011 while I was handling Memphis out in Afghanistan.
Right.
He was my bomb detection dog.
Excellent. So that's hence where the name comes from, for the track.
Yeah.
So yeah. I would like to say, before we go any further, thanks for your service. And I always say that the forces are quite dear to me because most of my family's been in. My granddad was shot in D-Day landings and things like that. And actually, the week that we're doing this, I'll do a ride on Saturday, which is Ride to the Wall, which raises funds for the NMA in the Midlands. So, it's brilliant stuff. So thanks for your service. We appreciate it. So tell us a bit more about that, because obviously you've been injured, and I've briefly been told what's happened to you. So what happened in Afghanistan then to make you have to retire?
I was attached to 4-2 Commando Lima Company as their armed explosive search dog handler. So basically my role was to send the dog out in front, so it gives them an extra level of reassurance that there's no IEDs there. Basically, it's the Marines were out dominating the ground to make the local populace feel safe, and I was there to make sure the Marines could get from A to B and back to A again safely and negate the threat of IEDs. But unfortunately, in the morning of the 4th of August 2011, as you'll hear in the song, I was patrolling out of a place called Checkpoint Toki, which was considered the most dangerous square mile on earth at the time. We were a screening force for Royal Engineers who were redeveloping a village for the local populace. So I patrolled out, and about 200 yards outside the compound, we were choosing a place to cross a water ditch. And I was looking through the trees, and I could see the kids running away. And that's bad atmospherics, real bad atmospherics. And I stood up, and I stepped left and detonated IED.
Oh my God.
Went down screaming, and the Royal Marine jumped on top of me. And first of all, he told me to shut up, as Royal Marines do. They started patting me all down to make sure I was still all there, all my parts were there. Mm-hmm. So basically, I sustained injuries that led to the amputation of my foot further on in my career, further on down the line. They called in a 9-liner, which is when someone's injured, they'll say stand by for 9-liner, and that gives people at the Bastion the go-ahead to start launching helicopters and that to come and get you. And they launched the medical emergency response team. I think they were, from getting the call to picking me up, was 14 minutes.
Wow, bloody hell.
Yeah. They morphined me, so they got auto-injectors, smashed morphine into my thighs. I only got one of them because one of the Marines actually morphined himself. And he seemingly was out of it for the rest of the day.
That's the Marines for you. That's the Marines for you.
I'm sure the guy done it on purpose. And the helicopter comes, they pick you up, and they cut all your clothes off, and they put what they call a fast into your chest. So straight in, 5 needles straight into your chest.
Oh my God.
By your chest bone, and then they drill into your shoulder so they can put pain relief straight into your marrow-bone system.
Wow.
And then they get you back to Bastion, and then they'll take it from there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
shocking.
Because the medical emergency response team is basically a flying A&E. It's got a doctor and so many nurses and so many paramedics on it.
Yeah.
You know, and they come and save you. So they do.
Well, we're glad you're still here. I mean, it's not nice that you've had to lose a foot.
Yeah.
So
the explosives were wet, so it was only the detonator that went up. If the whole 5-litre device had went up, I wouldn't be here. And there was the Marine standing beside me.
Wow.
So they swam across the canal the night before to plant it, and then luckily it was wet.
Gee whiz. So let's never moan about being damp, people, because it could save your blooming life, couldn't you? You know what I mean? That's it's horrific though, isn't it? You know, it's a bad thing, war and all the rest of it, and it's great that we've got the service that we've got that goes out and does these things. But yeah, when you see the numbers about people being injured or die, it doesn't mean anything. It does, sorry, but you know what I'm saying. It's not you can't attribute it to someone. But then when you speak to people or you see people that have actually come away with catastrophic injury, then it sort of makes it a bit different, doesn't it?
I was shocked when I ended up in Birmingham Hospital where all the injuries from Afghanistan go. I could not believe the amount of guys and girls with amputations, lost limbs through Afghanistan.
Yeah.
It really was like a shock to the system to see how many was there.
Terrible.
Some real bad ones.
So has that stopped you? Since then? What have you done since then? So obviously you're impaired with your foot, but what do you do? What do you do now?
What happened is I'll just go through me losing my foot. So I kept my foot for 20 months, and I was like 2 pins through the front of my foot, 5-inch pins through the front, 3 through the heel, and 1 through the Achilles, and I was just in rag order for those 20 months. And I was taking like 8 tramadol, 8 paracetamol, 2 morphine tablets, and I was drinking liquid morphine every day for the pain.
Wow.
So I decided to have the foot amputated, and you go on I had to get 3 surgeons to agree to it, a psychiatrist, psychologist, the occupational therapist, all had to agree it was the best thing for me. And turned out it was. You know, I've never looked back since I've had my leg removed. In the military, because I'm a below knee, so I still have my knee socket. They say below knee buck she. It's not really considered a real injury. It's like the paper cut of amputees.
Yeah, I mean, you're messing about, Red, mate, really, aren't you? You know, just part of your leg, that's like nothing, is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, gallows humour. But what I've done since then is I volunteered with the Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund and a few other charities, and I go and tell my story, and I talk about overcoming the issues that losing my leg did bring, you know, PTSD and then all the stuff that comes with that. And also my wife, I tell people I'm a domestic god because I keep the house, and my wife goes out to work.
Excellent. Yeah, I know what you mean. No, it's good. It's interesting. It's good that you're using that for other people to pay it forward, as it were, and help them along. And I like your attitude and your humour as well. And you have to, don't you? Because if you let things get to you, then I mean, I had part of my skull removed in 2019, and nothing like you. You know what I mean? I didn't want an IED, but I said before I had it done, I can do with this like a hole in the head, and a few. You know what I mean? It's like he's just got. He's just got.
My wife will say, "You get your leg, you're pulled when we're going out."
I think I sent you a card when it happened, Mick. I don't know if you remember, and I put in it like usual stuff. Hope you're all right. Like, lucky you were always shit at football, but
and you weren't wrong.
Sorry about this. I've got to ask. Was it your left foot or your right foot?
Left foot.
Left foot.
And
yeah.
I was brought up. All my family are Celtic fans.
Right. So we can't even say you've got one left foot. Never mind 2.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I thought I'd draw in. Sorry, sick joke, I know, people, but there you go. That's me. It's nothing meant in malice. So what we've got is, let's see if there's any comments. So you've got this, you've got the Memphis. So was the dog all right? We didn't ask that. I was interested in that.
Yeah, the dog was in a ditch.
I was more concerned about the dog than your foot, because I thought, shit, he's going to tell us that the dog got blew up.
No,
and then
I got him back as pet. Well, with this, I was at Headley Court, and I still had my foot, and I was in so much pain. And I was doing some exercises with the physios, and this French admiral come in, and they had somebody for the Foreign Commonwealth Office with them. And the woman came up to me, and she'd seen me on a documentary with the dog, and she never asked me how I was. She's like, "How's Memphis?" I feel I said to her, "I'm all right, thanks."
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're bothered about Memphis. Is Memphis still around? Is Memphis still around? Because that's obviously.
No, I lost him to cancer about 6 years ago.
Yeah,
but I got him back as a pet, and he had a cracking life on the beaches and running around wild and stuff like that.
I bet you had to watch where you took him. He'd kick off. So
it'd be more worrying if he was a drug dog, you know. You get yourself into some situations there.
You can't take him out anywhere. Imagine it. That's wonderful, wonderful.
If Memphis indicates, you know you're in real trouble.
Yeah, you got to clear the room.
yeah. If Memphis starts going mental, run like mad. So the song is about who wrote the song? Did you write it, Mick?
No, John wrote it.
Yeah, I wrote the song. It was basically when I was still serving in the Royal Air Force. During COVID, we were trying to keep our at a very young squadron, and I was trying to keep the boys and girls very focused. And one day we were parading them in their number 1 uniform, and I said to a couple of the sergeants, where are their medals? And they said they haven't got any medals. So a lot of these new generation guys and girls, through no fault of their own, they haven't done Afghan, they haven't done Iraq. So I said I wanted to get some veterans and friends to come down and give talks. So Mick kindly gave them what we call a fireside chat, and it was over this sort of means over Zoom, but you could feel the atmosphere. It was, and I know we've had a laugh and a joke without getting too heavy. It was so, I found the story so moving. Mick's talking about the treatment on the battlefield, being the chemical darts, as I called it in the song, being driven into his body, and then being forced to leave the service, which Mick and I served together as young men a long time ago as dog handlers, and we were both very patriotic. We joined up for a different reason than a lot of people. I remember these conversations we used to have, and just to be to build your whole ethos on this sort of idea of loyalty and honor and service before self. And then when he was, after 18 years, handed his ID card, out you go. And in some ways, it's not a protest song about any individual. It's just like the faceless sort of bean counters of the civil service, MOD, whatever, that just go, right, your service is no longer required. And it just stuck with me. And then the melody of the song just came, and Mick's story just kept buzzing around my head. I couldn't stop thinking it. I was so moved by it. I wrote the song on an acoustic guitar, brought it to the band. The guys loved it, and explained the background. The guys are all very much the same sort of mentality as us. And when we got together and jammed it, the hairs all stood on our arms and the back of our neck, and they tinkered about, put their bits and pieces on it. Tom put his lead guitar over it. And when we play that live, Mick didn't know until recently the song existed, but we've been out playing it for a year. And every time I was out, I dedicated it to him, and all our wounded veterans. And Tom, the lead guitarist, came up with the idea. He said, we should do more than just put this out. We should try and do something for the Benevolent Fund, who helped Michael. So we wanted to do some sort of fundraiser. So when it's released on the 7th of October, right up till the end of Festival Remembrance on Sunday, the 13th of November, we're going to do a charity concert gig. We're going to release any money we make on sales or streams. We're going to do a Just Giving page, any T-shirts or CDs from our first album, anything at all. We're going to donate all that to the Benevolent Fund. And the real thing behind it is, it's not just a salute to Michael and his service and his sacrifice. It's also for all. There's a lot of boys and girls out there, not just with physical injuries, mental injuries, and they, talking to them, they feel kind of all the glory, if you want, of war. It's not on the news anymore, and all these boys and girls are just kind of left to it. And it's to remind them that people still care. People, they give it. They I don't want to swear. They do.
Swear,
really
swear as much as you want, mate. It's not a problem to me.
Yeah. Well, we all give a shit, basically, and it's to tell them all that they might be at the end of a bottle or self-medicating or in a really dark place. So we've all been there. A lot of us have been there. But yeah, it's just to basically trying to turn it. It's not a positive story, but trying to turn it into a positive thing where we tell everyone, look, we care about you. And if the song gets some traction, gets out there and brings people attention back to that and away from their phones, then we've done a good thing. We've raised a few
cool.
as well.
Well, that's brilliant. I'll tell you what we'll do. Pity I've not got a video. I was looking for something to put, but there'll be stuff rolling around. I think we'll have a listen to the track, because obviously you've been talking about it. I think people will be keen to hear it. And I'm going to play it before it gets on general release, and then I can still claim that it's a world exclusive. You know what I mean? It's all about me, this, all about me. Right, so we're going to play this. It's Memphis by Gallahers Green, and obviously it's about the story you've just been listening to. So we'll be right back after this. Wow, simply wow. If you just joined us, where the hell have you been? But that track is the brand new track. It's not been released yet. Gallahers Green, it will be released. Well, once you watch this video on YouTube, it's been released. Check it out and check the rest of the video. That's the first time I've heard that track. I would say I've deliberately done it, but I've not. Just been a bit busy today. But that is brilliant, lads. That is brilliant. Let me bring them back on screen. That is, I love that. Because obviously, what was good, we knew a bit of the story before, so I was picking up the day, and
Yeah.
I love that. Absolutely love that. It was wonderful. Brilliant track.
I'm humbled with it, so I am.
I'm out of breath. Yeah. And I was air drumming and everything and really getting into that. I was brilliant. I really, really like it. It's a cracking track, regardless of the story, and it's even better because you know the story. That's a good track. I like that.
Yeah, I was really, really nervous sending it to Michael because I thought, who the hell am I to do this, take his story? And I was really nervous, and I'd held off on sending it to him, and then somebody let it slip in an different interview, and I went, oh shite, I have to phone him now. So I had to phone Michael and go, by the way, mate, your horrific life-changing injury, I wrote a song about it.
Yeah. Well, people just write songs about me being horrific, never mind. Do you know what I mean? Ruining everybody's life doing this. Well, yeah, brilliant.
Well, I was panicking as well because obviously the Chinook helicopter pans across left to right at the start of the song, and then as Michael mentioned, the 9-liner, the radio message, there's a partial 9-liner.
Yeah. I heard that. That's great.
And I thought, God, am I going to trigger him or what? But thankfully, I think he likes it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm humbled that somebody would take the time to write a song about my story.
It is brilliant, isn't it? It's got to me, and it's not about me. I think it's absolutely fucking brilliant, man. I think to do that, and what you could do with that, and I'm sure Michael will do it when he goes and speaks to people. He goes, I had this song written about me. Listen to this. Yeah. You might find solace in it when you're in your darkest. Listen to this. This is my story. Yeah. So it's that it'll help. I think it'll help people because we all get peed off no matter what's going on with us. I know when I was going through my stuff and everything, I turned to music and I played music, and it helped me. And I think that's music does all sorts. It invokes emotions. It does take you back. So that will take him back, and it'll it helps you. So fair play for you for doing it. And so you've released that. You've told us that you're going to give the proceeds to the charity. But are you doing a concert as well, or have I been misinformed by my producer yet again?
No, so it's released on Friday the 7th of October, Kirk, and then. We will do a charity gig down in Oldham on Saturday the 12th of November.
All right.
And right up to the end of the Festival of Remembrance on the Sunday. Basically, we're just trying to promote it and push it as much as we can. We've got another band with Forces Connections, the Superlatives from Leeds.
Oh, brilliant! Oh,
great band.
I love them. In fact, I don't know if you ever watched the video. I know this is your interview, but we've got to get this on. When I interviewed him, I asked him why he got into music, and he said, I wanted to create something that would get people shagging intense. And that's what he said. They were his exact words, right? So, seriously, so when you say to him, go buy a tent, he'll know where it's come from. So listen to this jingle. This is a jingle, and we've edited the swearing out, but you'll understand what it means.
Everyone remembers, get out there, listen to some bands, buy a tent. And you are listening to Dougie Stone Radio.
Absolutely, I love those guys. I love his attitude to life and everything. What a gig that's going to be.
Yeah, they released for your listeners. Just give them a quick plug. They pre-released the music video for their new single last night, and there's a 4-track EP you can buy on CD. I bought mine last night for $5. So great band, and they've got Forces Connections as well. But it's going to be a brilliant night. They've got a real sort of raw, punky attitude to them. So there's going to be more acts to be confirmed, but they'll be on before us. So it's going to be a raucous night.
Seriously, your music's good and your music's brilliant. The Superlatives attitude of music is fantastic. What a gig that's going to be. That's what I've got. Hey, because we normally ask artists, and we're going to do this now. Mate, what we normally do, you've heard that, we normally say to artists, can you do us a jingle? And I'll give another one, which is one of my favourites at the minute. I'm playing it all the time.
Hello, my name is Mike Steiner. You're listening to Dougie Stone Radio.
Awesome.
And this might be the best morning of your life.
So, I'm putting you on because you're speaking in front of people now. So I want you to do a drop for us. So mention your name and say you are listening to Dougie Stone Radio. You can say whatever you want. Yeah, go for it.
Hi, I'm Mick McConnell and I'm listening to Dougie Stone Radio.
Awesome.
I'm not funny, as my wife keeps telling me. So I don't try to do jokes. Every time I go to do a talk, maybe it's in front of lords and ladies or school kids, she just goes, Mick, remember you're not funny.
Mate, I've been trying. How do you think I get on? I swear, I drop the F-bomb in virtually every other word. My wife goes mental. And I go and speak in sixth forms and schools. Imagine how I go on. And I look like I go, I have to take a big deep breath because I have to think of other words that don't involve swearing to get me point over to the kids. And I'll say, I'm just about to swear. Then the teachers are like cringing. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, no, you're all right. I'll calm it down for you. Oh, it's hard going, isn't it?
Yeah. 100%.
I bet you are funny, though. She says you're not funny, but I bet you are. You look like
humour. I guess I'm good joking.
I've seen that man in the worst predicaments in Ayia Napa many years ago, and
Ayia Napa, that's worth them Afghanistan.
This is a public forum, John.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought you were someone else, Mick. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just seeing if there's any comments on there. So when's the gig? Did you say? Just say it again for everyone. What's the date?
Yeah, the gig will be on the 12th of November.
12th of November, up in Oldham.
Yeah.
Do you say?
Yeah, it's in a venue called Sure 5, which is sort of set away. It's a recording studio. It's our rehearsal room, but it's a great little venue. It's got its own little bar. It's fantastic sound in there. So it's going to be a small, intimate gig. It's got a capacity of about 120.
I was going to say, does it take 20 people, and at least you'll sell out, won't you?
Yeah.
We've sold out, people. 20 people.
We're massive, and one of them's my mum. Yeah, it's gonna be a brilliant night. As I say, we'll announce more acts, but yeah, having the Superlatives on before us, with our sort of punky raw sort of thing going on, it's gonna be great.
You have to say hello to them because I love the guys. I think they're awesome.
Yeah, great band.
So I was going to say something to you then, and I can't think what it is. And is Mick going to be doing a turn? Is he going to be on stage with you? Is he going to be doing something?
That was my next thing to Mick. Are you coming down?
I don't know. I'll need to see. I would love to.
Yeah.
Love to. I couldn't even point to Oldham on a map, so I need to check it out.
Yeah, just south east of Manchester.
Right.
So you'll find it.
Yeah,
just drive.
Hey,
yeah.
All you have to say is stop somewhere and say, "Do you know the way to Oldham, love?" Yeah. Come here, I'll show you how to Oldham. So yeah, there you go. Oh, brilliant. So you've got that rocking. What's planned for? That's what I was going to ask. And ask Mick the question. So what's your advice? A couple of things. One, to people that are sat there at the minute going, "I'm thinking of joining up. Mum, I'm going to join up." What do you think? What would you say?
I would say go for it because I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great career. Been all over the world. You know, been some cool places, seen been awful places. But everywhere you go with the Air Force, it's a party place.
Yeah. Exactly. But a lot better than the army and what have you. Right. Next, I'll get told off for that. Now, the next question is, if obviously, what do you normally say to people that because you've had a period to get over your injury and you're into a different place now, but someone that's just come straight out and has just come out of surgery, what do you actually say to them? Is there anything, words of pearls of wisdom?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. People are there to support you. People want to support you because you've been through tough times. Always ask for help. There's no shame in it. It's not belittling you, or you're not weak for asking for help. In fact, you're a stronger person if you ask for help because you're the bigger person. Always ask.
Yeah, because I think you're right there, because I think that what tends to happen a lot of the time, it's a bit like bereavement, isn't it? After the event or before the event, people don't know what to say. They don't know how to approach you. They don't know they're gonna for want of a better word, trip up. They're going to say the wrong thing. They're going to put the foot in it. I'm bringing them all out here. Do you know what I mean? They're going to say something. They don't want to say the wrong thing. So they tend to not. Oh, I'm not going to contact Mick because I might upset him, and he's not all after leaving.
No, I spent a few years on it all up, and it was my wife that said to me, Mick, you're not the same man that we're married. You need to go and get help. And as soon as I went and get help, and then the ball started rolling on my recovery, and things got better.
Brilliant.
So always help. People are there for you, and they'll support you.
Brilliant. That's
That
absolutely.
goes for all the boys and girls that are having like sort of mental health issues. I was seeing a lot of that with the young kids, even boys and girls that hadn't been away. Just the lockdown, and we had a couple of suicide attempts on my squadron and some self-harm and stuff, and it was having that open door policy to just reach out or have the courage to speak to someone and say, my mate's suffering. It's not staffing up, it's not grassing up. And then it's all set up. You can signpost them. We've got our own mental health strategy in the military. We've got our own specialists.
Yeah.
And it's all there. I don't know what it's like once you leave the military, sort of veterans wise, even though I'm out now, but in the military, it's all set up there. But I'm sure that veterans charities, like
the
Benevolent
Benevolent Fund will get you counselling within a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you need help, they will circumvent everything and they will pay for counselling for you. And that's the kind of charity they are. They're there to look after the lads and lasses that have served. Even if you've served one day, you're part of the Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund family.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
And that's the thing. Shamelessly plugging this single now. On Spotify, everything's free. You can just listen to it. But when we release a single, we'll put up a Just Given icon for the period of up until the 13th of November, and people want to give to that. And then we'll be pushing the Benevolent Fund for the rest of our days, because what they did for Michael's, it's just amazing. Because I think one of the other things that got me with the story and the song was people shouldn't feel, and I know they're not begging, but they shouldn't feel, they're not begging. They're going to people that want to help them, and there's people, patriotic people, and just good. Generally, most people are good people. They want to help our boys and girls. That forget the politics, forget anything about politics. It's about they signed up, did their bit, and some of them came home broken. And then if they need a bit of help, they need a bit of help.
And
absolutely,
you're right. But for a lot of people, it will feel like begging, won't it? Because you want to be able to support yourself. You want to earn a living, and if you've got to go and then if you've worked and worked for a long time and earned money and paid for everything, and then you're going, shit, I've got to go and ask for some money or whatever, help, or that can be tough. That can be tough for people. I think that is probably one of the hardest things for people to get their head around, isn't it? Is actually,
absolutely.
That's what I think. It's tough that to actually admit and go, I need help and I need whatever, some counselling, or I need whatever. It could be furniture, couldn't it? Because I know they do that as well. Give you money for furniture. If I've no people have gone and got furniture. They've got stuff because they're on their ass. Something's happened to them, or and.
Okay, they bought my house.
Yeah.
They bought me a house, and then when I sold my other house, I paid them back.
Wow.
That's how good the Benevolent Fund are. They're the only charity that would ever do that.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, because I was going for my amputation, and where I lived, my wife didn't have any support. So we moved up beside her family, and we couldn't sell the house. So they bought our house and paid for it. And then when I sold the old house, I paid them back. So the thing is, for them, it put my wife in a position where her family could support her. And I knew that the medical guys would support me. It was a big load off my mind. Then I could go and have my amputation and not worry about what's happening with my wife.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes total sense. That's absolutely
100%.
That is absolutely blooming brilliant, and hats off to the Benevolent Fund for doing that. I think that is unbelievable, because it's the aftermath, isn't it? I mean, I've got a friend who's motorcyclist, and I've known him from school, and he got back into the sport, ended up having a serious accident, and he's in a wheelchair, and I know he suffered to get, couldn't get in and out of his flat, didn't have the right chair. It took him, I think it was ages before he actually got a vehicle that he could get in and drive. And do you know what I mean? And you think, well, you probably got that a lot quicker. And he's fighting a system to try and. And do you know what I mean? It's wrong, isn't it? No one should have to suffer, and that pressure puts a lot of pressure on other people that can't then go out and earn money or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It puts a huge strain on families. So.
And the guys that are with mental health injuries, because they're non-visible injuries, they're fighting twice as hard as anyone else, because you can't deny that I don't have a foot. You know what I mean? It's there. It's not going to grow back. But these guys that have got PTSD and anxiety or whatever, they're fighting tooth and nail for what they deserve. And it's sad to see sometimes, but the help is out there for them.
Yeah, and also, like it's not just. I did a lot of work with the Royal Air Force Association, a separate charity. I was one of their welfare officers for a long time, and what we learned was there, you may go and visit an old veteran that maybe did a couple of years, maybe served in the war or whatever, and lost touch with the RAF.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go and help them, or you might get signposted to someone else. A lot of these guys, if they're tradesmen, if they look into it, if they go to a charity might say, what were you? I was a plasterer. Okay, you might get help from the whatever guild. There are charities out there. So if boys and girls are suffering it, if there's no connection to the forces, they might find that through a trade or a family member or something like that, they may be able to get signposted to a charity to get help. That's just one little pot.
That's great advice. Great advice. I like that. That's brilliant. It's brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. It's awesome. And it's nice to... I mean, Janice sent me a message, thanks for doing this. And I'm like, you're stupid. I love this. Is what I love. This is the part of my job that I love doing. I love getting to talk, to know people, to understand whatever it is going on, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And it's an absolute pleasure to do it. I adore doing it, and I'll do more, and I'll just keep on doing this as long as I can do it. If it helps you, helps somebody else, then absolutely, you never know where it goes, do you?
No, it's brilliant, Kirk. Thank you.
Can you play the track again near the end? That's the my producer again. I was going to play it at the end. I'm a professional, you know. I was going to play something else. I was going to round off with that. I was going to say our Taraz and then put the track back on, and then let them go and do whatever they're doing for the rest of the day, what have you. But yeah, we'll be playing it again.
I've got to just say something, Kirk, as well. Our PR company won't forgive me. So we're working with a PR company called Music Remedy, which we're paying for ourselves just to help us release our tracks and show us what we should have done with the first album because we didn't have a clue. Yeah. But they've kindly donated the fee that we would have paid them for this upcoming single. That's also going to go towards it. So
nice.
Yeah, all the girls are awesome. And Music Remedy, they're also very much focused on music as a help for people with mental health issues and stuff. So they're pushing it that way as well. So it's not just a normal PR company.
No, I like that. Definitely. And any links to any of that, please pass them on to us. Obviously, go to Janice. She likes all that stuff, and then she'll pass it on to me, and then we'll talk about it and we'll post it in places and what have you. But that's wonderful. It's really good, interesting to understand what's going on, where you're at, why you've released a track. To listen to the track, I think it's phenomenal, and the gig sounds awesome as well. That sounds wonderful.
We're trying to plug away. We're doing as many gigs as we can, and as I say, every time we do a gig, we're mentioning this. We're pushing the Benevolent Fund. I think it's XS Manchester ran a competition, up and coming bands in Greater Manchester, and I think we entered it on a whim. But we're through to the final three to play a big venue, support a big band in November. Excellent. So again, we're using all these opportunities just to listen to this song, download the song, get as much money to the Ben Fund. So in turn, we're having fun and it's amazing, but in turn we might be helping some person that's struggling or just needs that little help.
No, it's good. So it's good. Yeah. It's good. I know you're not doing it for selfish reasons, but it's good for yourself as a band because people will look at that and go, actually, these are good guys. They're doing something. They're doing that. And do you know what I mean? I know you're not doing it. I know you're not doing it to gain it, but people buy into people that are doing things as well. So I think it's fantastic. Yeah. So I know this is from the side point because I'm obviously do Ride to the Wall. Have you ever been to Have you ever been to the Arboretum, Michael, in the Midlands?
Yes.
Have you ever been? Have you ever been to Ride? Have you ever been to Ride to the Wall?
No, I don't go on motorbikes. The last time I was on a motorbike was in Cyprus, and it was guy was doing 140, and I had flip flops and a vest top on. So never again.
No, you don't have to go on a motorcycle. That's a misconception. You can go anywhere you want. I'm just letting you know because. And if people are not aware, it's always the first Saturday in October. And they said this week, we've got our big run-up week. And I went, it's raining. But there's something like up to 20,000 people attend that. Wow. The Arboretum, all around the Arboretum where all the things are, will be full of motorcycles. It was just like a sea of bikes. So you might not make this week, or you might. But tell you what, it's very moving. And the Arboretum, there's a big wall in there, and it's the names of every service person that's lost their lives since World War II, and it is so emotional. It's an amazing day. And I thought I'd mention it because the whole theme of the show is around that. And if people have never heard of Ride to the Wall, my number plate on my bike is R77WKP. as a nod to that. And wherever you go, people go, "Oh, you do Rides to the Wall?" Yes. So that's the coming week. So I'll give you the weather forecast now, people. It's going to rain because it's Ride to the Wall on Saturday. It always rains. But what we always say is if the people can give their lives or give what you've given service, we can't suffer a few hours of rain. Then hey, what's life all about? Do you know what I mean? You've got to do it, haven't you? So I thought I'd drop that in because it's all around the same thing.
Oh no, it's all around the same thing. It's all promoting the services in the veteran community.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, I think what we'll do, we'll let you get on with your day, unless I've missed anything. Do you want to add anything on? No. Where can if people want to book you, Mick, for some talks or anything, where can they go to? Or you're not? Do you do it through?
Good. To contact the RAF Benevolent Fund and ask for me. I'm one of their ambassadors, and then I can go and do a talk for them. And schools, workplaces, anywhere. And
when's your next gig at the Comedy Store? We need to know that. We need to know when you're on the Comedy Store.
Yeah, my wife will be heckling me
for one night only. I think you should go to the gig and do a bit of a speech and a bit of a turn and a few jokes, and off you go. I think it'd be great. Or even pretend you're playing the guitar or whatever. You know, just get on stage. You know what I mean? Let's have you on stage doing something. Excellent. Right. Awesome. So we're going to play the track Memphis. We're going to let you get on with the day. Thanks for everyone that's watched this. Please share it if you've got anyone that's been affected by stuff we've been talking about. Then listen, the guys, lots of information. Go to the RAF Benevolent Fund. If you wasn't fortunate to be in the RAF and you had to slum it, you know what I mean? Foot soldiers, you have to go somewhere else. You might get somewhere.
What is it they say, Mick? The Army dig in and the RAF check in?
Yeah, it's all posh, the RAF. You know what I mean? Oh, go on, darling. Yeah. I know. Easy life, RAF. Yeah, so been told. Right, we're going to play this. Memphis, thanks very much. Brilliant track. Thanks for both of you coming on and being very open and candid and having a bit of a laugh. And it's been brilliant. And until next time, we'll see you guys, yeah?
Yes, thank you.
I will remove you off the screen. See you later. Wasn't that wonderful, people? Go and check it out. And you can air drum people if you want. Come on, let's have it. Turn this right up.
August 4, 2011. The day my world turned upside down. I gave you all and left with nothing.
How bloody good is that track? Thanks for Michael. Thanks for Gallahers Green for being on the show. Absolutely wonderful, and that gig sounds awesome. If you're in and around Oldham, we'll be posting stuff about that. It'll be all over social media. That's a great track. Great track. And fancy, you know, if someone's done a track for it, it's wonderful. But yes, the superlatives.
Everyone remembers, get out there, listen to some bands, buy a tent. I'll be happy. And you are listening to Dougie Stone Radio.
Absolutely brilliant. Great interview. And thanks to everyone, past, present and future, that keeps us safe. We appreciate it.
Hello, my name is Mike Steiner. You're listening to Dougie Stone Radio, and this might be the best morning of your life.
Yeah, or evening or afternoon or whatever. But I'm going to leave you, and please go and check them out. Go and check out what the guys are saying. Go download the music, buy the merch. And as they've said, everything will go to the Benevolent Fund, which I think is actually amazing of them. This has been Dougie Stone Radio, slightly different introducing, and our little bit, hopefully, it will help them push what they're pushing. So thanks very much for our producer for setting up. That's Janice in Madeira. And come and check us out on the station if you're interested. And the show you need to check out is Dougie's Atomic Dustbin on a Thursday morning, presented by moi. I don't produce it, I just present it, and it's wonderful. It's showcasing all the artists like that. And actually, Gallahers Green is our track of the month for October. In fact, we'll give you a little snippet of Gallahers Green track, which opens. Oh, actually, I can't spell it now. I'm getting it wrong. Oh, yeah, here we go. We'll find it. Well, it should be on the Dustbin Show, shouldn't it? I was on a flow then. Oh no. So currently we've got What I Do by Coastal Fire Departments. It's not going to be on there because it's not out yet, is it? It's not October yet. Nearly. Gallagher's Green. So our track that opens the show is The Way We Used to Be, which is their latest track. It sounds like this. It's absolutely bloody marvellous. So that's going to be our opening track for October. Awesome. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I'm going to leave you to it. Thanks very much. Please share, please comment, and go and check the band out. And without them coming along, well, there'd be no show, would there? I'm going to get out of here, people. I'm going to get out of here. Remember, go and buy a tent. Go and buy a tent.
Everyone remembers, get out there, listen to some bands, buy a tent. I'll be happy. And you are listening to Dougie Stone Radio.